Hey, welcome back. So just another kind of really basic generic backdrop for today. This is our like shooting lane in the basement here at the house. My son has been practicing down in this area for the better part of the 6-7 years that we've lived here. So I want to clarify the puck marks you see on the wall behind me there. Those are from before I started playing goalie. So, obviously there's been no new puck marks anywhere out here because I've been able to stop them all. I mean, even the net looks new still. Anyway, I just thought I would give you another glimpse at the gear I chose for the game last Friday evening. And I got an email that a team was looking for a last minute sub. I had about 2.5 hours notice. So I whipped together what I thought was the most over-the-top 90s look for a vintage goalie that I could come up with in my gear. Honestly, I think I did a pretty decent job of accomplishing that. I think this is the whole over-the-top stereotype 90s influx of color, and you'll see. Anyhow, I'll flip the camera around and give you a tour of the gear for this week. Okay, I'm going to start out with a piece that I rarely ever talk about. And it's not really gear, but it is mandatory for the survival of the goalie. This is my vintage Cooper water bottle that goes to every game with me. And this was a gift to me from a somewhat local goalie that's also a vintage collector, Paul. And he gave me this a couple of years ago. It was really appreciated, and it's been to, I think, every game ever since I got it cleaned out and usable. So, combo for the night. I cheated a little bit because of short notice. I did go with a blue with white bumpers. I ran out of time. I wanted to switch those bumpers out, but that's how I had it set up already. And I did swap out the cage with the same cage that I used in last week's video. Again, just because of time constraints, and I already had a mask tied in there. And so I wanted to kind of hurry my way to getting ready. This is a helmet that I fully restored. I did my heat treatment on, I believe, as well, and redid all the graphics on. Moving over here is my skates, and I actually now have got these sharpened. Was over at Steve's house this weekend, and he sharpened them up for me. So again, this week I went with the GPX knees. And if you recall last week, I said, pro tip, if you have more than one set, remember what you want to do different. This is my other set, and I've already modified the length of the elastic on these. Technically not the correct knee pads for the leg pads that I wore. But I like them because they're nice and small and low profile. Move on to the gloves. Cooper Reactor 5, red and blue with white gloves. Really nice. I like them a lot. And this one here was repalmed for me last winter by Glenn Miller. We did, because of a time constraint, why I needed this repalmed, I was taking it on a trip. We did have to cheat a little bit because of how intricately this tab is sewn on. So what we did was we actually went with a lace to attach the thumb tab. And it works fine, doesn't affect the performance of the glove at all. Overall, it's in really good shape. And then the trapper is just really gorgeous as well. Nothing really to say about the chest protector this week because it's the same that I wore last week. This is really my go-to chest protector for the most part. It does a great job of keeping me relatively bruise-free. Move on to the jersey because this is kind of what ties everything all together. St. Louis Blues starter jersey, vintage starter jersey that I, again, cut down the side seams and up the arm bottom seams so that I could sew gussets in. In this case, I went with A little bit more unique way of doing it. I did sew fabric together, jersey material, red and yellow and blue and yellow and red to fill this in. And then I used some, kind of cheated a little bit. It's kind of poor placement, but it does a better job of just being blank. But I used heat transfer vinyl and I added stripes onto these. And I did it before I sewed it all together, so it kind of didn't end up lining up perfectly. But if you watch the video, you'll see it just looks better than having like solid white or solid blue gussets added on to a jersey. That was probably one of the first time I tried to get more creative with the gussets and customizing them that way. These are the older style Cooper two-piece pant. The padded shell buttons on around the perimeter of the waist section, which has its own padding as well. Again, it's not a goalie pant, but I don't always wear goalie pants. I usually add a little extra padding in the thighs and the legs in those pockets. I put this set together. I have several extra of the different types of shells, and I just kind of rotate through the girdle part, I guess you call that, and I attach them. Kind of swap them out and stuff. I'm always looking to buy more of these sections, but it's hard to find them in good shape. But these are really cool pants, and I thought they matched the color theme pretty well. And from there, we'll move down here to the Cooper Reactor 5 pads. And the one thing I can tell you about these is I really need to come across the correct color of red for new straps. I've tested around. I had a test section of leather sent to me, and it wasn't the right color of red, so I didn't change them. But we're at the point where I'm starting to leave a lot of red dust in the locker room and sometimes on the ice from those straps. The pads are really amazing, and they have these real cool yellow letters on the side. And again, the same as last week, we've got, I didn't wear the thigh boards, but I do have thigh boards. I'm not sure if I have multicolor for these. I think I just have blue. And then you've got like the knee cradle, I guess, and the calf cradle down here. And you got the calf protector on the outside and knee protector, knee wing. I'll double check the weight on those. I don't remember what they were, but I will add a little inset photo here. And then next we've got the stick. This is a Cooper Super Pro Light, and this is a issued Darcy Wakaluk stick. And this one has all the extra specifics of it on here. Really hard to find sticks like this. This was actually a signed stick. I got it from a seller that I believe had it given to them, and the tape on the blade had been signed, but it was very, very old tape that was dry and brittle, and all of the like writing, you could barely make out the signature on it at the time. So cool stick, and again, the color matched, so I went with this one for the evening. That's the original knob tape there. I did not change that out. Well, there you have it. That's the gear for this week. Like I said, I had about 2.5 hours notice, and for me, it's about a 45-minute drive in good traffic to get to my rink. I didn't play very well in this game at all. I mean, I could sit here and make a lot of excuses. We had like 2 brand new skaters on the team, and all that stuff, but I really didn't play that well. I had a lot going on my mind. Maybe shouldn't have taken this game on short notice. But either way, all of that aside, I still had fun. I still got my exercise and got to show off my cool gear. And, you know, honestly, that's kind of what I do this for. So I'd love to win every game, but we all know that's not possible. Anyway, if you want to, stick around for the video that's coming up next. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up. Feel free to share and drop some comments below if you've got anything to say about any of the gear I've been wearing.
It's all right, man. That was me. I was too slow. Thanks, boss.